I'm Cindy and we're going to be baking up some cakes with great taste. So in today's video, we are trying out some new cake ideas. This is what they look like, and join me as I show you how I made them. I made a lot more than what you see here. It was just a fun day. I enjoyed it. No cake orders, no deadlines, nobody waiting for a cake, just me having fun in my kitchen. Okay, I am using a spice cake mix. I'm using one full mix and a third a cup of another mix. I'm experimenting with my spice cake mix using my 3 eggs. If you're not comfortable with breaking the eggs directly into the bowl, then you can break them into a separate bowl. I'm going to put in 1 1/3 a cup of water, 1/3 a cup of oil, and I'm going to start mixing. And I want it to have a little bit of a caramel flavor, so I'm going to put in a teaspoon of caramel flavoring. Should make it all that much richer tasting. I know the caramel sure smells good. Okay, it still tastes really spicy and I don't taste much caramel. So I'm going to go a step further and I'm going to try something I haven't done before. I'm going to take some caramel icing and I am going to put it right into my mix. Just a big heaping spoon of caramel icing, and we're going to see what that does for my cake mix. Since we're experimenting today, I hope it makes it extra moist. I'm making this special for someone who loves caramel. Hope she likes it. Got it all mixed up there. I'm going to go wash my beaters for my mixed cake. And here I am working on my vanilla cake mix, and I just used 3 egg whites, 1 1/3 a cup of water, 2 tablespoons of oil, and I decided to try a teaspoon of butter vanilla to see if it made it a little bit richer. I have that all done and ready to put in my pans. Since I labeled today Experiment Day, we're just trying to see what we can come up with different. Fill your pans a little less than halfway because you don't want them to boil over in the oven. Makes quite a mess, and then you have to clean your oven. So I usually go a little less than half. Tell you what, that caramel smells so good. I can't wait to try it. Do the same thing, about halfway full. And we're going to have plenty of mix to make more with the caramel because of the icing that I put in there and because of the extra eggs and oil. Now let's get those into the oven. I was going to do something special with my white cakes before I got them in the oven, and I completely forgot. And so it's probably not too late still to do it. I'm just gonna give them a little color since this is for the holidays. Give it a little swirl. You cut into it, it'll just make a little bit of a marble look to it there. Now let's get those back to the oven. Not really wise to pull a cake out of the oven after you've already put it in, but it's not going to hurt anything. Just remember, if you do, don't burn your fingers. For the rest of my mix, I think I'm going to pull out my nice fall cupcake wrappers, and then we'll experiment with the cupcakes a little bit too. And I've tried using an ice cream scoop and other ways of making the cupcakes, and it might make them more even, but if you are consistent when you're using the spoon, you can still get them pretty much all the same. For my caramel icing, I'm going to use a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar, a 1/2 cup of water, 1 cup of baker's shortening, and some caramel. I'm also going to put in just a few drops of caramel flavor. You might have to add just a little extra water because the caramel tends to make the icing just a little too thick. I'm going to mix up some colors here. I'm going to mix up a little orange. And a little yellow. Remember, this is just experimenting. Let's just see what happens with it. Oops, when you thin your icing out properly, and mine was a lot thicker than it should have. I have to work on that for the next cake. Now I'm going to take my spatula, and we're going to see what we can do here. So it's supposed to look like candy corn. I don't know if it does or not, but that was the idea. Okay, needless to say, in the microwave the icing did melt a little bit, but it didn't quite do what I thought it would do. May work for some people, but it's not exactly what I wanted. Maybe that was my problem. Maybe I just needed to melt it more. I don't really know. Anyhow, there it is. I'm not sure it's what I wanted, but there it is. Cake messy boards. See what I can do to clean it up a little bit. It looks like lava. Anyhow, there it is. It's a little strange, but gives it a hard shell like fudge. I'm going to put a border around it. You can still put a border around it. I just did a one layer and split them because for my just trial, I wanted to just do a little of each. I think I'm going to turn this one into a naked cake. I've never done a naked cake before, but I think with this cake mix it'll look really nice. So I'm going to see what kind of different ideas I can come up with to decorate it up. I'm making a large rose for the center of the cake, and then I'll put some rose buds and some leaves. And normally I make my roses on a toothpick, but with the larger rose, it's easier to make it on a flower nail and then stick it in the freezer a few moments before you put it on the cake. I'm also going to make some rose buds on top of the cake, as well as the border around the bottom of the cake. So I scraped my icing off, and I'm going to try something different. I think I'm going to try the lace look, and then I will try 2 or 3 other things with the same cake probably. The polka dots always turn out really nicely on a cake. You can go with small ones, large ones, just pinpoints, just whichever ones you want. Just use your writing tips. Here I'm going to be making a basket weave, and basically you do vertical lines and horizontal lines, and I'm using the ribbed tip. And you'll do a line down, and then you'll do 3 lines across that, leaving an open space between each line. And then when you draw your next vertical line, then you will connect your next horizontal lines in those open spaces. And you'll continue doing that all the way around the cake until it looks like a basket. If you look close, I'm trying to show you how it's done, but it's not easy. Sometimes it's hard to work without your hands being in the way of the camera. So if you need any help, just leave me a comment. So we are almost done with our basket weave, and when you come to the end, if they don't match up, you can still make them fit. Just take your time and just carefully figure it out. But we don't ever have to worry about the top, whether it matches up or not, because when we get to the top, we're going to put a rope border, which is usually what the top of a basket looks like. And I'm going to show you how that's done. The rope border is actually very simple. You are making something sort of like an S shape, and you will connect to the edge of the top of the cake, and you take your tip and you go up, and then you go down in a swerve shape like an S, and then you let off when you come back to the edge of the cake. And each time you go in and connect into the inside of the loop before. So make sure you connect on the inside of the loop before. You go across it in kind of a S shape, and you let off at the edge of the cake. And you just keep doing that all the way around the cake until it matches up at the end. Just remember, always connect the inside, always go over the previous loop and do it again, and just keep connecting. And when you're done, it'll be a rope. And after we do that at the top, then I'm also going to do it at the bottom of the cake, but it's a little bit trickier at the bottom because you have to deal with a lot more icing, but it can be done. I'm just going to put some roses and leaves on the top of the cake, and I'm not really concerned with the colors. I did not have any more white icing, so I just took the tan colored icing that I have and I mixed it with some blue, and it came out to be like a turquoise or a teal color. So it's an odd color flower, but yeah, like I said, it's just a practice cake, and I think it will still turn out nicely. And I'm just going to fill the whole top of the cake with rosebuds and leaves. And there is your finished basket weave cake. I think it turned out really nice. It has been a long time since I did a basket weave. So now I have some cupcakes that I used the extra mix on, so I'm going to icing them up, and it's very simple. If you kind of put a blob in the middle and just kind of keep piling in the middle and then just start working your way out to the edges in a swirl, your cupcakes will be nice and attractive. You can pile that icing really, really super high, or you can just put a little icing. That's up to you, but I don't like a lot of icing. And remember, these cupcakes had icing in them to begin with, because remember, we baked it in at the beginning. So they are very caramely. When I ate one, I was so amazed at how moist it was, and I didn't want to stop eating them. So the recipe worked, and icing in a cake makes it so much better. Try it sometime. So now my baking is all done. My kitchen is cleaned up. And what should I do with all my goodies? Anyhow, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on those notifications, and I hope you'll join me in the next video. Remember, I do have two channels. I have Cinderella Jane's Place, and I also have Cakes with Great Taste. And I am going to move all of my Cakes with Great Taste to this channel. So make sure you subscribe to both of them. Please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on those notifications, just hit that bell. Bye.